Hey guys, Chris Fix here, and welcome to a project that's near and dear to my heart, breathing new life into a classic BMW motorcycle. Today, I'm showing you how to bring a classic BMW motorcycle back to life. We're not just talking about a simple tune-up. We're diving deep into the mechanics, the history, and the soul of these incredible machines. There's something special about reviving an old machine. It's more than just nuts and bolts. It's about connecting with a legacy. It's not just fixing, it's a journey. A journey back in time, a journey of discovery, and a journey of personal accomplishment. You're not just repairing metal. You're restoring a piece of history. You're connecting with history, feeling the echoes of the engineers and riders who came before you. You're becoming a part of that story, learning every nut and bolt, understanding how each component works in harmony to create something truly special. You'll gain an intimate knowledge of this machine that few possess, and building something to be proud of. A testament to your skill, your patience, and your dedication. A machine that will turn heads and spark conversations wherever you go. This guide is for anyone who's ever thought, could I fix that? Maybe you've seen a neglected classic sitting in a garage, or perhaps you've always dreamed of owning a vintage BMW. The answer is yes, and I'll show you how. We'll break down the process into manageable steps, providing clear instructions and helpful tips along the way. Imagine firing up the engine, hearing that distinctive BMW rumble for the first time after years of silence. After you've cleaned the carbs and set the timing, meticulously ensuring every detail is perfect, it's a moment of pure satisfaction. There's nothing like it. That feeling of accomplishment, the sound of the engine, the knowledge that you brought this machine back from the brink. Every sound, every shine, every perfectly adjusted component is a reflection of your hard work and dedication. You'll know this bike inside and out. You'll understand its quirks, its strengths, and its history. You'll be more than just a rider, you'll be a caretaker. So if you're ready to get your hands dirty, to embrace the challenge, and to experience the unique satisfaction of restoring a classic, and create something amazing, something that will last for generations, something that tells a story, you're in the right place. We'll guide you through every step of the process, from sourcing parts to final assembly. Let's get started. But before we dive into the mechanics, let's talk about safety. Safety first. It's paramount in any workshop environment, especially when dealing with potentially hazardous materials and machinery. Always wear safety glasses, protecting your eyes from flying debris, chemicals, and other potential hazards. Gloves to shield your hands from sharp edges, grease, and harsh chemicals. And work in a ventilated area. This is crucial for preventing the buildup of harmful fumes from solvents, paints, and other chemicals. Now let's dive in and start this adventure. Get ready to transform a forgotten machine into a gleaming testament to engineering and your own skill. So, you're ready to embark on the rewarding journey of restoring a classic BMW motorcycle. That's fantastic. But before you dive headfirst into the world of carburetors, chrome, and countless hours in the garage, there's a crucial first step. That first step is picking the right project bike. This decision can make or break your entire restoration experience. Choose wisely, and you'll have a fulfilling and educational project. Choose poorly, and you might end up with a money pit and a garage full of frustration. For beginners, I highly recommend starting with a BMW Airhead. These bikes, produced from the late 1960s to the mid-1990s, offer a sweet spot of classic styling, mechanical simplicity, and readily available parts. Airheads are simple, robust, and supported by a huge community of enthusiasts. This means you'll find tons of online resources, knowledgeable people willing to help, and a thriving market for both new and used parts. The collective wisdom of the Airhead community is invaluable when you're tackling a restoration. When looking at Airhead models, consider options like the R-60, known for its smooth ride and reliable performance. It's a great entry point into the world of vintage BMWs. Or the R-75, a slightly more powerful option that still retains the classic Airhead charm. The R-75 is a popular choice for those looking for a bit more oomph without sacrificing simplicity. And then there's the R-90, or the R-100, offering even more performance and a slightly more modern feel, while still being relatively easy to work on. These models represent the pinnacle of the Airhead era. When evaluating potential project bikes, always choose a bike that's as complete as possible. The more original parts that are present, the easier and less expensive your restoration will be. Missing engines or transmissions can quickly turn your project into a nightmare, requiring extensive searching and potentially costing more than the bike itself. Sourcing these major components can be a real headache. Don't be too concerned about surface rust. It's a common issue with older bikes and is usually easily addressed with some elbow grease and the right products. However, avoid deeply rusted frames at all costs. Extensive rust can compromise the structural integrity of the frame, making the bike unsafe to ride and potentially requiring expensive and difficult repairs. Always check the title. A clean title is essential for registering and legally riding your restored bike. And of course, make sure the VIN, vehicle identification number, matches the paperwork. Discrepancies can indicate a stolen bike or other serious issues. Don't be afraid of a non-running bike. In fact, many project bikes are non-runners. This can often be reflected in a lower purchase price. The key is to figure out why it doesn't run. A little detective work can save you from buying a bike with major mechanical problems. A stuck engine is a big problem, often indicating internal damage that will require a complete rebuild. On the other hand, a gummed-up fuel system is usually an easy fix, often just requiring a thorough cleaning of the carburetor and fuel tank. Before you commit to a project, set a realistic budget. Restoration costs can quickly spiral out of control if you're not careful. Factor in the cost of the bike itself, replacement parts, tools, and any professional services you might need. Be patient. Don't rush the process of finding the right bike. Don't jump on the first bike you see. Take your time to evaluate different options and compare prices. Search online marketplaces like Craigslist, eBay, and specialized vintage motorcycle sites. Also, check in forums dedicated to BMW motorcycles, and browse local classifieds for hidden gems. The right project is out there, waiting to be discovered. It might take some time and effort, but it's worth the wait. And when you find it, when you see that diamond in the rough, you'll know. That feeling of excitement and anticipation is a sure sign you've found the right bike. Securing the right bike is the first win in your restoration journey. It sets the stage for a successful and enjoyable project. Good luck and happy hunting. Found your project? Time to set up your workspace. You don't need a fancy garage, just a clean, well-lit area and a sturdy workbench. Start with a basic set of hand tools: socket set, wrenches, screwdrivers, and pliers. Add a torque wrench, multimeter, and feeler gauges for precision work. A rolling stool will save your back. Order a tune-up kit, spark plugs, oil and air filters, and gaskets. Replace all fluids: engine, transmission, final drive, and brake fluid. Get new fuel lines, old ones crack and leak. Stay organized. Bag and label every bolt, and take photos before disassembly. Use clear bags and a marker for small parts. Take lots of reference photos. This system will save you headaches during reassembly. Organization is your secret weapon. With your bike in the shop, it's time for a full inspection. Don't grab any tools yet, just a notepad and flashlight. Check the frame for cracks or deep rust, especially at stress points. Wiggle the wheels. No play means good bearings. Spin the wheels to check for bends. Inspect tires for cracks. Test the suspension for smooth movement. Squeeze the brakes. Spongy means air or old fluid. Inspect cables for smooth movement. Replace sticky or frayed ones. Look over the wiring for frayed wires or sketchy repairs. Check all electrical connections for corrosion. Make a list of every issue you find. This becomes your project roadmap. We'll tackle it one step at a time. Now, the teardown begins. Remove the seat, tank, and side covers. Drain old fuel first. Bag and label every part and take plenty of photos. Deep clean the frame and engine with degreaser, brushes, and hot soapy water. Avoid high-pressure washers to protect sensitive parts. Use a wire brush or drill wheel for surface rust. Step up to a grinder for heavy rust. Remove all rust before painting. For small parts, soak them in white vinegar for 24-48 hours, then scrub clean. This cheap, safe method works wonders. Clean parts are ready for paint or plating. The transformation starts here. With the frame prepped and ready, and all the individual components cleaned and organized, it's time to turn our attention to the heart and soul of the motorcycle. We'll focus on the three big systems that are absolutely crucial for a safe and enjoyable ride. These are the systems that demand careful attention and meticulous work. First, the brakes, then the engine, and finally, the electrics. Each of these systems plays a vital role in the overall performance and reliability of your classic BMW. Let's start with the brakes. Rebuild brake calipers and master cylinders. These components are often neglected, but they are essential for safe stopping power. Replace all the old hardened rubber seals with new seals. This will prevent leaks and ensure proper hydraulic pressure. Replace those old, potentially brittle rubber brake lines with stainless steel lines. Bleed the brakes thoroughly with fresh, clean brake fluid. This will remove any air bubbles in the system and give you a firm, responsive feel at the lever. A proper brake bleed is crucial for optimal performance. Now let's move on to the engine. For the engine, carefully remove the cylinders and pistons. This allows for a thorough inspection of the engine's internals. Inspect the cylinder bores for any signs of wear or damage. If necessary, hone the cylinders to create a fresh surface for the new piston rings to seat properly. Install new piston rings on the pistons. This is essential for proper compression and oil control. Clean and lap the valves to their seats. This ensures a tight seal, which is critical for efficient combustion and optimal engine performance. Finally, let's address the electrical system. The electrical system on these bikes is relatively simple, but it's important to ensure everything is clean and functioning properly. Start by cleaning every electrical connection. Carefully inspect all the wiring and replace any cracked or damaged wires. If the wiring harness is in poor condition, consider replacing it entirely with a new one. This will greatly improve the reliability of your electrical system and prevent future headaches. Don't forget the carburetors. Rebuild the carburetors. Disassemble them completely, and soak all the parts in a carburetor cleaner to remove any built-up varnish or deposits. Carefully clear every jet and passage with a fine wire, and replace all the gaskets and seals. A clean and properly functioning carburetor is absolutely key to a smooth-running and responsive engine. Throughout this process, remember to take plenty of photos as you go. These photos will serve as invaluable references when it comes time to reassemble everything. It's crucial to replace all the rubber parts in the carbs, as these tend to deteriorate over time and can cause leaks or other performance issues. By carefully addressing these key systems, the brakes, the engine, and the electrics, you can ensure that your bike not only runs well but also stops safely and reliably for years to come. With these essential systems sorted, you're now well on your way and ready to move on to the finishing touches that will bring your classic BMW motorcycle back to its former glory. Time for the most rewarding part, paint. Prep is everything. Sand every part smooth, fill dents, and clean thoroughly. Apply 2 to 3 coats of primer, letting each dry. Wet sand the primer for a glassy finish. Use thin, even coats of color. Spray cans or a gun, both work if you're patient. Let each coat get tacky before the next. Finish with 2 to 3 coats of clear for protection and shine. Once cured, polish with a fine compound for a deep gloss. Take your time. This is what everyone will see. Your bike will look showroom fresh. Final assembly, where it all comes together. Start with the frame, then add the stand, swing arm, and rebuilt suspension. Mount the wheels and suddenly you have a rolling chassis. Carefully install the engine and transmission. Get help to avoid scratches. Use your manual and torque wrench for all bolts. Route the wiring harness following your photos and diagrams. Add rebuilt carbs, cables, brakes, and exhaust. Install the battery and all lights. Test each system as you go. Fix issues now, not later. Finish with the painted tank, fenders, and covers. Fill all fluids and double-check critical fasteners. Step back and admire your work. You've turned a pile of parts into a stunning machine. You did it, the bike is built. Before your first ride, check tire pressure, fluid levels, and all controls. Start the engine and listen for odd noises or leaks. Take a short, gentle ride to test brakes, shifting, and handling. Afterward, check for loose bolts. Vibrations can loosen things up. Regular maintenance is key. Change oil, check valves, and keep the battery charged. Inspect tires and cables often. Preventative care keeps your classic running strong. Remember where you started, a forgotten machine, now a beautiful ride. You learned, overcame challenges, and built something unique. Every ride connects you to your work. Be proud, you're not just a rider, you're a builder. Now hit the open road and enjoy every mile.